to ask you, what's the latest with the what was the data project, VentureMind, and how Wes is not on the board of VentureMind anymore? And I saw you were sharing tweets that the CEO was like, "I'm gonna tell the names or whatever." Like, what happened there?
Go Popper. So there was some funny business, if I remember properly, when the token was released, right, Max?
This week episode is brought to you by none of Secret Supply of Sauce, the best sauce known to mankind and available on shelf anywhere. Even when the freezer is full of sauce, there is still no sauce for you. You want some of Nona sauce? Too bad, only Nona decides who gets the sauce.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Season 4, Episode 20 of the Zilly Award-winning, twice over, Poppin' Mags Pinecast. Mags, how you doing?
Is it 20? Was 19 last week?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm sitting here and I'm just opening my loot packs on the POG Hub.
Oh, why? You don't want to
because
save them for next season?
no, they're not carrying over, my friend. They are
Oh,
not
boy.
carrying over. And if you're hearing this, you already know they're going
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, if you're hearing it now, you're toast. Hope you got some Vegemite for it. Spread it on that toast of yours. All right. There was also some other news that came from POG World this week. And basically, when they first announced this, it sounded like your vesting schedule started whenever you did the swap, right? So you could have swapped today. If I swapped on Friday, Chief swaps in 2 months because he wasn't paying attention. Swampy swaps the day before the window closes because he wasn't
Does
paying attention
Chief or
either.
Swamp even have it?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But I don't know. Anyway, they were basically going to calculate the vesting schedule based on when each individual person swapped it. And I'll tell you what, that sounds like a gigantic headache. So looks like they changed it up a bit. Instead of doing it that way, they're going to have a 6-month redemption window, which I think 6 months is fair still. I don't think it needs to be a full year. It certainly should not be 2 weeks like the jackasses in that other project. But what they're going to do is
That was an H-bar project.
That was not an H-bar project.
Wasn't it?
No.
Oh, Solana?
Yeah, it was Solana. Yeah, it went from
Okay.
Pump Fun to exactly. It was Solana.
Okay.
But neither here nor there.
Or there.
Basically, what's going to happen is you get 6 months to swap it, and then the first unlock, it appears to be at the day that the window opens or the window closes, right? So the first from the time the window opens, the first vesting unlock is in 6 months, and we'll continue to unlock from there. So basically, it's setting you back a little, 3 months at the most if you swapped on the first day, but doesn't seem like the end of the world here, and it makes a lot more sense to do it this way because having a couple hundred or 1,000 vesting schedules is ridiculous to maintain.
Yep. Kyler, so there was a impromptu, like I said, Kyler, when he coming on, said there was an impromptu POG space we had Friday night. It sounded like maybe there was some movement on maybe Care Bear Slammers. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on with POG. That's why he needs to come on. Is this thing on? Hello? No?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm over here talking to myself because I put it on mute for a second.
Oh, you pulled it in.
So when POG on Poppin' Nags again?
They talked about Founder Staken.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you hold any of those Solana Fountain Pogs, Staken is back. I think they're going to announce something soon.
Oh, boy. Keep your ear to the door. Sweet. Looking forward to that for sure. But yeah, no, let's keep this nice and short because we had another great interview this week with our boy. I won't claim him for myself, and I'm not letting you claim him either. He's our boy.
Dole's boy, our boy.
Dole wishes it was his boy.
Yeah. Did you happen to see? Did you see this the final?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he had me. He's a big fan of the Geelong Cats, the Cats, as they say. As we spoke about, they made it to the grand final, however they say it there. Basically, the Super Bowl, which Snoop, spoiler alert, but unfortunately, it looks like the Cats lost to the other Cats.
But Snoop did the halftime show, so
yes,
that's all that matters.
2 cats and a dog. But yeah, so interview with the one and only Pistol, and you can hear that
after these messages.
Poppin's poppin' and locking, Magnum scrutinizing, Papa Mac's Pinecast.
And we're back with the man, the myth, the legend, Bradley Pistol Collins, right? Bradley Pistol Collins?
Yep, that's the one.
All right, man, from down under. How you doing today?
I'm bloody good, mate. How are you?
I'm doing well, dude, and I would think that you're doing bloody well because I happen to be following along with the Geelong Cats.
Yes, tomorrow.
I see that. Oh, is it tomorrow? Oh, it is tomorrow. So it's tomorrow for you. It's actually, I think it's like right in the middle of the night for me.
Yeah, it'll probably be like
12:30 in the a.m. Yeah.
Oh, 12:30. Yeah. Are you gonna stay up and watch it?
That's the Super Bowl of the Australian Football League, right?
Yeah, mate. We got Snoop Dogg playing at halftime.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. I had no idea. That's cool.
Oh, it's pretty funny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's wild. Wow. So I've been following along a little bit more. I'm a little disappointed. We have this, we got Disney Plus here, and I was like, oh man, I bet you the minute I got off the phone with you the last time that we did this, I was like, I wonder if Australian football is on Disney Plus because they have like ESPN Plus on there.
Yep.
Nowhere to be found. I don't know if it's just in America we can't find it, but the only thing I can find is like the 10-minute YouTube highlight clips, which is pretty cool too.
Really? Oh, there's got to be a way you could watch it somehow.
I couldn't figure out a way to watch it. There's probably a way, but I didn't find it. But I do have a question. So when they're playing, there's 6-pointers and there's 1-pointers. So 6 points is when you kick it through the middle 2 goals. Is that right?
Yep.
And then 1 point if you get it on the side ones?
Yeah, or if you hit the post.
Or if you hit the post.
You know how there's the 2 middle posts?
Yeah, so there's 4 posts, right? There's 2 little ones, like little, big, little, right?
Yep. Yeah. So if you hit the big post, that's 1 point.
Okay.
But if you hit the little post, you don't get any points.
Oh, but if you go through one of the little ones and one of the big ones, is that also 1 point?
Yep. Yeah.
And then through the middle is a 6-pointer.
Yeah. Yep. And it has to be, you have to kick it through. If you
right, but you don't have to drop kick it. You can kick it like on the ground too.
Yep, you can just kick it in any way as long as it comes off your boot. You're good to go.
And all right, and so you can so you can catch the ball, and if you catch it off of a kick in that circle, that gives you like a free kick. Is that what it is?
Yep, and it's just got to go 15 meters. So as long as the ball travels 15 meters or more in the air, then you get a free kick.
Even if you're not in that circle?
Yep. Yeah, you can be anywhere. Yeah.
And then if you tackle somebody, is that a turnover? Like somebody's got the ball and you get them to the ground, you get the ball?
Yeah, so there's 2 things that can happen. So say you've got the ball. If you have just got the ball and you haven't got a chance to get rid of it and I tackle you, then that's not a free kick to me. They just throw it up in the air and start again.
Oh, so that's a scramble for the ball, basically, like starting all over?
Yeah, yep. But if you get the ball and then you have a good chance to get rid of it, it's called prior opportunity. So you actually have a second or 2 to move the ball, but you don't, and I tackle you, then that's my free kick. So it's just it gives you a chance to dispose of the ball, and if you don't and I tackle you, good night. That's my ball.
Okay, so if I got the ball and I'm running with it and you tackle me, you get the ball.
Yeah. But obviously I can't tackle you above the shoulders or below the knees. Otherwise, that's a free kick to you.
Okay, so it's got to be in the middle section.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. So would you call it a prior opportunity? That sounds like there's always controversy here with the NFL of what is a catch and what is not a catch.
Oh,
And
yeah.
part of the rules is, did he make a football move?
Yep. Yep.
So very
Uh,
similar.
oh,
Very,
100%.
very up for debate as a lot. I don't know, that seems a little bit up for debate too. I'm assuming, like, whether somebody has full control and made a prior opportunity. Like, I'm guessing there's times where that gets a little bit hairy and, you know, half the crowd wants it to be a prior opportunity. The other half is saying, no way.
Yeah,
You have a
definitely.
chance.
You know, I actually found out that so apparently the AFL used to be on ESPN. Like this is back in the 80s, I think, when
Huh.
ESPN was just really small. So they were showing the AFL in the US in the middle of the night. And it was one of ESPN's like most watched things late at night because people would go out and then they'd
Sure.
come home and yeah, the AFL would be on.
And
And
there's nothing else on. Yeah.
yeah, and then apparently they actually changed some of the display of the game to suit the American crowd because apparently they were getting letters in saying like we can never tell which way either team is going. So
Yeah.
that's why they put the 50-meter line in, you know, the line that's on like an arch each side
Okay.
of the ground.
Oh, the
Um,
circle, like
yeah,
the
yep,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So that was actually American influence
No
that
kidding.
line coming in.
So
Yeah.
is there any other meaning to that line, or it's just kind of a for perspective?
No, so it was just put in to help understand which way each team's going, but since then, they kind of like the coaches use it as a tactical thing now. So they'll
Yeah. It almost
they'll make
feels like that's like the scoring zone, honestly,
yeah,
as I'm
yeah.
watching it.
Yep, yep, 100%. But it doesn't actually serve any purpose
No
other
rules
than
around it.
nah, nah. But it's pretty much as far as anyone can kick. Like no one can really kick
Yeah.
more than 50 meters.
Well, dude, you'd be surprised, man. Some of these kickers in the NFL these days, my goodness. I'm a New York Giants fan, and we've been in some tough times for quite a while. We had a game against the Cowboys in week 2 and should have won it. It was a really good game, fun game to watch. It came down to the end and the guy had a 64-yard field goal.
Oh,
And dude, it went through and it probably would have been good from 75. He
far
just
out.
a total bomb. The kickers in the NFL these days are just unbelievable. Like a 50-yarder used to be like, wow, he made a 50-yarder. Now it's like 60-yarders are like common.
Far out. That's a big kick.
That is a
And
huge
they're
kick.
under pressure too, aren't they? Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, they got defense like coming down there, like trying to block and stuff. Sure.
yeah, that's a good effort.
Yeah.
Do those kickers do much else other than
No.
kick?
No, that's it. They kick field goals and they do kickoffs after they score. That's it.
So if you're a kicker in the NFL, like you're far out, that'd be a pretty good life, wouldn't it? If you had a good kick on you.
If you make the field goal, it's a great life.
High
You know,
pressure.
yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of times these games will come down to a kick at the end, and that's where you make it or break it. The whole team, the whole crowd either loves you or hates you based on one kick, right at
Oh,
the end of the game. So it can certainly be a lot of pressure, but yeah, I mean, if you're going to be anybody on the team and you don't care too much about like being the superstar, it's a good life. You're not really getting hit. You're just out there. You're kicking. It's completely under your control as long as the snap is good in the hold. It's up to you.
and are they making big money, those kickers in the NFL?
Um, Big money compared to me.
Yeah.
Let me see. So the guy that signed with the Cowboys that beat us is making 3 years, $2.7 million. But that was actually he's probably gonna get a lot more afterward. This guy was like came off the street. He used to play soccer.
Is that the massage parlor guy?
No, 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 no. No, that was what's his name? For the Ravens. Tucker.
Yeah, no, I know. I was just messing. Pistol, sorry, I'm
Welcome
just
back.
here now. This is, like I said, we are one of the most unprofessional. When you have a big guest like Pistol, never try to cancel your internet and set up another one. This day fucking blew. So glad you're here. Sorry if I missed anything.
No stress at all. As you can tell, I'm used to a very high production setup with my YouTube channel. Nah, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah. I was Papa real quick. I was talking to Joel the other day on your birthday.
We are recording, so go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was talking to Joel on your birthday.
I knew that.
We were talking. I was saying how we were having Pistol back on, and I was like, "You're the guy that told me all the time, like I need to check him out. I need to check him out," and I didn't. So he wanted me to I said I'll reiterate that, even though I said it last time, but I said I'll gladly say it again. And he also said he I mean, he bought more than me. He's got some more money than me, but he dipped into I'm gonna butcher it, Azuki. Ayuki, right? Auki. It's even easier. I dipped in before Popper, just so you know. But
No.
yeah, because it went up massive and then it went down, and then I bought it on the dip, and then I haven't looked, and I was like, holy crap! It kind of exploded the other day. So
was that General Dole? Is that who?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
He says hi. By the way, I also said I was going to say hi for you.
Yeah. What a legend.
So yeah, we are a very humble production here, but sometimes being humble, it requires, throwing a parade for yourself. And a few months ago, you got obliterated on the boards for selling Theta and buying Auki. And the minute you did, Theta bumped up, what, like 10, 12%, something like that?
Even more. It was like almost 50% it went up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I didn't realize it was that much, but Auki went down a little bit.
Yep.
And man, did the boo birds come out and just greet you with vitriol, like insane. But now here we are a couple months later, and how'd that trade make out for you?
It's doing pretty well now. Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, no, very funny. Very funny. I should say though, I reckon 90% of Theta people very respectful and supportive. There's a few salty ones.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I would say also those 90% are probably not just Theta maxis anymore, like they may have been in the past. Feel like a lot of the people that me and Mags knew that were just strictly Theta and nothing else have gone past that stage and are either highly diluted or even completely out.
Yeah, completely out, diversified out, as they say. But even I saw $30 Theta was replying to Pistol, I think, on our last episode, I think, about I think give it some time. I think I need some alcohol. Auki. Something like that. Like, I don't know about this Theta stuff now, all of a sudden $30 was saying. But,
yeah, poor old $30 Theta, he's in a pickle.
Yeah.
Real quick, Popper, I am sorry once again. I know I'm still derailing this thing, but I had some also. Well, the term I think is Australian, but I could be wrong. But I had Australian fare tonight, but it's something that you'd have in the States. You could have in the States normally. Any idea, Popper?
You say Vegemite, and I'll reach through this.
No. Well, I don't think you'll guess it. I'll just say it. I had a chicken parmy.
Oh,
chicken
nice.
parmy.
Yes. Oh, they're so good.
All right, tell me about it. It's like, I mean, I know what chicken parm is, but
yeah, it's like a sub.
A chicken parm sub.
A Pistol, am I right?
Yeah, like it's basically just like chicken parm. If you go to a pub in Australia, it comes like the schnitzel with the tomato and the cheese on top, and then chips on the side. But then you can also get it in a sub or something like that.
Popper, kind of like a meatball sub, but just instead of meatballs, chicken parm.
Yeah. Yep. So is that what you call them, Pistol? Subs or hoagies or what else? Blimpies, grinders.
Probably, like, if it comes in like a Subway type roll, you would call it a sub. But if
Okay.
it's just in bread, you'd just call it a sandwich or a sanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some controversy. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
they're
tell
called
me.
different things. Well, they're just called different things throughout the United States. Like,
Is it the same thing?
and it's the same thing. And like in one place it's a hoagie, in another place it's a sub. There's other grinders, there's probably a few others too. And just going back real quick, the highest paid kicker in the league is averaging $6.4 million per year.
6.4 million per year. So that is
A kick.
that is
How much is
about
that in dollar reduce?
That's $7 million.
that would be like 6 times more than the highest paid football player here.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. I was just congratulating Pistol because Geelong is in the grand finale or grand final for the Australian Football League in about a day.
Oh, Geelong, you mean?
Geelong.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Cats.
What is it?
We're in. We're
The
against
Cats.
the Lions, the Brisbane Lions.
Cats versus cats.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Cat
it.
fight.
And it's going to be a good game, I reckon. I was telling Papa Mags that Snoop Dogg's playing at halftime.
Stop. You kidding me?
Nah.
Isn't that wild?
That's wild.
Snoop Dogg the Pine he's talking about. Snoop Pine.
No, I hope he brings his green hat, but that's awesome.
I've seen videos of him like running around on the ground, kicking the footy and stuff, just doing funny stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's a big NFL guy too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I saw that documentary where he was coaching his son's team.
Yeah.
the guy was on his Snoop's thing and he's talking about how he's going to be professional, and he is. So it's calling your shot, I think they call it pop.
Yeah. You just wonder how many other people called their shot and we don't hear about those.
Well, it's like me. Like you'll hear about like my big bet wins.
Ah,
You don't hear about the losses as much.
you don't hear about all the ones I rip up and throw in the garbage. Yeah, that's funny. All right, Pistol. So give us a little insight on what's going on in your neck of the woods these days. I know we got Auki. I've seen you post about a few other ones too, but where you were going through those 2 months of deep dives or 3 months of deep dives.
Yeah, so I went down the rabbit hole of DeepIn first. Just looking at all the different DeepIn networks, so ones that you can run a node and you'll share your compute. Maybe like with Theta, you would share your compute to train AI models. And then for other tokens, maybe you would share your compute to train geospatial data. And what I realized was that in listening to these really smart CEOs like Niels Pill, the CEO of Auki, and the guys at Peak, they were all saying that everyone's so focused on compute for training AI models. And he was just saying that's pretty much a race to the bottom. Like the AI models, the productivity that can come from them is slowly diminishing. But what he was saying to focus on is using compute for real world data. So Auki are basically trying to build the real world web. So if you think about the World Wide Web for the internet, they basically want to build the real world web for physical spaces. And so if you think about a location like a retail store, they want to make the physical space of that retail store searchable and browsable so that if I have a pair of smart glasses on, I can scan into the domain and I will understand everything about that environment. And then when robots come to scanning environments, they will understand everything about the environment too. So if you think about an AI agent searching through a website, they're trying to do that, but for the physical world, like a robot turning up to a venue and being able to search the physical space and understand it. And as soon as I realized that's what he was trying to build, I was like, yep, all right, let's go. I'm in.
So it's basically mapping out actual physical spaces. I've seen some of the demos that were being done. In your opinion, what do you think is like what's going to drive that to success? Like, how is that going to be used efficiently?
It's not just Auki that are building digital maps and digital twins of the world. There's plenty of there's like Niantic, the ones that had Pokemon Go, and you were secretly like sharing your data by capturing all the Pokemon and stuff. There's like OVR is another one in crypto that's building a huge like digital twin of the world. But what separates Auki is that they don't actually collect any of your data. So someone like OVR, they're building this big digital map and they store all of the information, that they own it all. Whereas Auki let you set up your own digital map. So for example, they're making a lot of money in retail stores because like supermarkets, they don't want to give up their private data, all their shelf data, all their pricing, everything. Like, if they give up that data, their competition can run all over them. So that's why Auki have the leg up, because they let the supermarkets run their own server, keep all of their own data, right? But they can use Auki's real-world web technology to actually set up a digital twin of their space. They can have heat maps in the store. They can use glasses to be able to leave digital notes. So for example, say like I'm just about to finish my shift and there's a couple jobs that I need the next person to do when they come on. All I've got to do is just leave some digital notes so that when they scan in for their shift, they can jump on the app, have a look, and then the app will just direct them to wherever they need to go. Oh, yep, change this little bit of shelf here, put that there, tick that off on the phone, and then next job. So they're already making a lot of money with this just through people using their phones. The next step will be once the smart glasses come in, and they're partnered with Mentra, who are trying to build like the operating system for smart glasses, but they're also building their own smart glasses. They come out in December, I think, and they're going to start shipping them out to a lot of these retail stores that work with Auki. And yeah, you'll just be able to like take photos of shelves that need to be changed or something like that. And the information will get sent to like the board or whatever, and then it'll get allocated a job to whoever's on next. And so first you have the phones, then you have the glasses, and then what they're going to start doing next year is they'll have robots in these retail stores, which will be able to do any type of work. And every single time any device needs to access the information, it has to buy and burn Auki tokens. So the reason that they needed to use Web3 or use a token incentive system is because they wanted to build it in a decentralized way where venues can hold their own data. The only way to do that is with a token, because you can't have like if I was going to share my compute from my computer to them and try and do it with normal money, like you have to set up a loan, and then there's different jurisdictions in different countries, and like that would be such a hard thing. But if you set up a crypto incentive program, then it's so easy for me to share my compute and be able to run jobs over there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm envisioning, is this almost like also an inventory control system? Is this like fully integrated into the inventory of the stores as well? So that like, okay, this shelf needs to be restocked, like that kind of thing?
Yep. Yeah. So apparently their first customer has actually changed their whole pipeline, and they're putting Auki at the center of it and then building out their whole distribution channel around Auki, which is pretty crazy. So it's obviously working, and I think it's going to be a foundational technology for these companies, not just like an add-on.
Wow. Yeah, that is, I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I mean, if you can get it all tied in together, especially I am thinking like a grocery store or a market, whatever. What do you guys call it? A market?
Yeah, supermarket.
So it does seem like that is a perfect fit, especially if you're getting these heat maps, because then you can put some thought behind where you place certain products, right? Product placement. And then you can, and I'm not an insider. I don't really know a whole lot, but I have heard that, some products pay to be on the third shelf, like eye level, right? So there's a cost to that shelf. Some of the other ones, like store brand, you'll usually find them on the bottom shelf, right? Because you got to go and search for them. So this could even be something where, you start getting heat maps and things of that nature, and you can start selling space to your vendors as to like, this is where we get the most action, most traffic is here, right?
100%. When I talked to Nils, he was envisioning a grocery store where there's like an AI agent that has all of the data coming into it, and then the AI agent instructs the robots to go and do a bunch of different things, like test these products here, see how that goes, and then the information will come back to the agent, and then it's just like this agent that's controlling a bunch of robots to make a retail store more and more efficient. And that's their app called Cactus, which is just one application built on the real world web. So think of any indoor environment that would not want to give up their data, that would want to run their own server. That's where Auki can dominate, because these places that don't want to give up their data, they won't go to a company with a centralized visual positioning system, because that would just give away their data.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I'm trying to think of, I work for a high-end wine retail store, so it's not as, doesn't really apply to us as much. It's because the store is tiny. But I could see how in a supermarket or a large, like a Walmart, this kind of thing would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's really cool. Just when you think of Auki's technology works in indoor spaces, then you've got another crypto project called Geodnet, which have like centimeter accuracy for outdoors. Like they have RTK technology. So they used DeepIn and a crypto incentive for a bunch of people like you and me around the world to set up these Geodnet satellites. And then anytime someone needs like centimeter level accuracy building infrastructure projects like autonomous systems for agriculture, they will use Geodnet's precision data to work with centimeter level accuracy. And then by running one of these satellites, you can earn Geodnet tokens. And then there's this company in Hong Kong called Alpha AI, which are using both Auki and Geodnet to set up these drones, which are mapping all of these skyscrapers in Hong Kong. And initially, they're monetizing it by selling the data to the companies that need to do maintenance on the high rises, because it's just so much easier to tell with these drones which spots need maintenance, rather than setting up like scaffolding for a month to go and look through everything physically. They can just do it through the digital maps. But their end goal is to actually build a autonomous drone delivery system all throughout Hong Kong. And they use Geodnet for the outside space, and then Auki's technology for inside the skyscrapers. So a lot of these deep-in projects are actually working together, not against each other.
That's smart too, right? I mean, we're from the age of you got to invest in one coin and that's going to be the only coin. And anybody that talks bad about that one is an enemy. And, if you're in Ethereum, you're in that crew. If you're in Solana, you're in that crew. If you're Theta, we got to stand together. Every man for themselves.
And the maxis too, Popper.
Well, that's what it was, right? For a long time, it felt like everyone was a maxi on like one coin.
Was like Bitcoin, and then they took down everyone, and
sure.
I think they were right.
So far, they were right.
Yep. Yeah. So those are your two leading horses these days?
Oh, I've got like 5 now. I'm just in all of these deep in projects that have valuable data, because the more I've looked into things, the less I give a shit about compute for training AI models. I think where the real money unlock will be is when people can use AI to make money from physical spaces. So there's another project called Peak, which are trying to be like the computer network for machines. So they basically give anyone who wants to set up a network of machines can easily do it on Peak because it gives their machines identity. And so there's one thing that's about to launch on Peak, which is an autonomous farm. It's a like vegetable farm in Hong Kong, like in a skyscraper, and it's fully autonomous, just being run with robots. And basically they've tokenized it. So you and I can buy essentially shares in this project, and we earn roughly like a 20% APY just from the 3 or 4 harvests that happen every year. So there's going to be all of these like tokenized machine real world assets that come on chain as well, and all these new ways we can invest in just things that you could never have invested in the past just through using blockchain.
You thinking Swampy and Theta Seeds, Popper, right now?
Theta Seeds was right up there. Yeah. Did you ever hear about Theta Seeds?
No, tell me.
So Theta Seeds basically started an NFT project and was selling like celery and carrots and all the different kinds of
something that could be redeemed for seeds, but then there's a problem of cross national seed selling or whatever, and that's before the tariffs. So there's that, but it was like if you were supposed to get like as much as you owned, it gave you a part of his crop sales for the year, which never happened. And I know he's had a few. It's been around for a few years at this point. Swampy knows.
Oh yeah.
Swampy could explain it better.
Yeah, no, it was the only project I've ever heard of where it made more like where people that were invested didn't want others to get in.
Oh, okay.
Because the less amount of NFTs that were sold, the higher the percentage of the income that you get, right?
Right.
So it was, yeah. When you said that, I was like, oh, Theta Seeds. I've been there, done that, but that one. I mean, listen, I think he had good intentions. I think a lot of the builders that were early on Theta community projects had good intentions, and pretty much all of them didn't work out the way they wanted to, at least not yet. I feel like a lot of them are still at work behind the scenes and they're not completely dead. But if you were just from the outside looking in, you'd be like, wow, dead,
Yeah.
And we will be right back.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Pinecast. Papa Max Pinecast.
Actually, I want to know like what's going on with Theta. What's the latest Theta news, boys? Because I haven't been paying much attention.
Yeah, I think you know more than we do. Honestly, they had another hackathon in Europe, and Popper said somebody won who does Scantron rated.
You know what Scantrons are?
Nope.
Did you do like state level testing?
You fill in the
bubbles with the pencil.
Oh yeah, yep.
So basically, you take those and you put them into this machine, and the machine scores you, right? Which is why you have to fill in the bubbles the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding of the winning project was it was basically that. It was basically an groundbreaking project, like an AI scoring of papers. Like, yay! How is that? How did that win? Like when I was in 3rd grade, they had that.
So, right. Well, that's
groundbreaking.
Yeah. Oh well, they've built more stuff than I have, so I'm not going to judge.
No. Yeah, listen, it's more than I could do, but it doesn't seem worthy of a win by any means. And I mean, other than that, they had an AMA, a lot of the same stuff. It's just it always feels like there's just the buzzwords being said, excitement about what could be, never anything really solid to stand on. Still don't know what happened to Andrea or Jerry. That was not brought up.
Possibly, right?
Well, yeah, we don't know. Like,
Right.
you know, apparently some people know. I don't know how $30 Theta knows, but I've never heard anything. No one's ever said anything.
He just got his bags back in April, so he knows way more than us.
Yeah. Well, I don't
The only
know.
positive thing, or the only interesting thing I think you could say about Theta now is that it's 69 cents. If you get it, you get it. I'm not going to explain it, Popper, but 69 Popper. Never mind.
Okay. Yeah, never heard of it. God.
Dinner for two. No, but I think there's a whole new era of crypto CEOs and founders coming through that are just going to run all over the last cycle's ones. These guys are just on another level. And a lot of them have been building since 2019, 2020, but their tokens have only launched in the last year or two.
Yeah, that's those, we're definitely interested in the builders, right? Like one of the big projects that I'm been interested in as of lately is similar. It's like this guy, Web 2, right? He's got his own real life business, real estate business. And now he's taking that and he's putting it into Web 3 to tokenize some of his real estate properties that he's invested in that are owned. He's got like the whole proper setup where it's owned by the LLCs and the estate owns the LLCs and this and that. And he's tokenizing these rental properties and paying out a portion of the monthly rent for owning these things. So the idea of the idea was always like, oh, let's, make this Web3 business. And the more I'm thinking about it, it's like, no, why don't you just take a Web2 business and like bring it into Web3, which sounds like exactly like what you just said here with Auki, taking brick and mortar businesses that aren't going anywhere and bringing them into Web3 to tokenize in some way, shape, or form. And to me, that seems like the right way to do this, right? Instead of starting with hopes and dreams and hopium, you're starting with a foundation of an actual business to fall back on. And, that can be a springboard into Web3.
Yeah, because Popper, what's after AI? First it was streaming.
Mouse pads.
Well, I think mouse pads and t-shirts.
Came before.
Yeah, mouse pads and t-shirts been around before. I guess using AI to make them hasn't, but I mean, I don't know. Selling.
Well, no, it was self-driving cars, right? That was what I heard. And mobile phone edge nodes.
Self-driving cars is scary. I mean, I think that'd be a shitty way to die, right? Either as a pedestrian or a traveler, right? Because it's like, oh, I paid money for this, and then what's going to happen is, like if the Tesla, you think Elon's going to jail for developing a car that kills a bunch of people? Oh no, we're a company. You can't do anything to us. We'll just pay whatever fine there is. And like I said, meanwhile, there was the I forget what the thing was. Do you remember I brought it up a while ago where the woman? Oh yeah, the woman was accused of killing someone in her car and was convicted of it. And then I think later it was General Motors or some other car companies said no, there was an issue with that only when it got brought up way after that. So they could have chimed in and said, no, we had a known issue with the steering wheel and didn't. And that poor lady went to jail. And then once it became a bigger issue, then they got that and then they let her out of jail. I don't know how we got on that.
But, yeah, it's going to be wild. Like the next couple decades are just going to be crazy with the amount of autonomous machines getting around as the robots are coming too. Like imagine when a robot kills someone by accident or something, how big of a storm that'll be.
It's going to happen. I was thinking, Pistol, when you're talking about the company that grows in the skyscrapers and was it Taiwan or
Hong Kong?
Hong Kong. All right. Potato. In the same area, right? But no, different, obviously. I was thinking they got the robots building the food. Now we just need humans to get jobs so they can buy the food that the AI made. Right.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Like, I think tying all of this together, what we were talking about with the tokenization of real estate, Popper, the Genius Act's going to be huge because that's basically democratizing people's access to invest in things that you never could have invested in before. Like, another example along with real estate is just tokenizing stocks. So there's also a project called Ex Machina. Have you guys heard of them?
I saw the movie, but no, I did not.
Yep, great movie. So there's this project called Ex Machina, which at the moment, well, they're technically a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And to make it simple, basically you can buy their Deus token, and what happens is when all the money from all the token sales gets pulled together, they invest in robotics companies. So they've invested in Figure AI, they've invested in Aptronic. There's one more as well, but it's basically giving the normal person like you and me a chance to get exposure to these robotics companies that otherwise you can't invest in. Like, you need millions of dollars to be able to participate in one of these seed rounds for investment. But through tokenization, the normal people, we actually have a chance to invest in these up and coming robotics companies, and it's going to, spread across every type of stock that you can invest in, every type of technology company. There'll be a way that we can actually invest. So I think people they're not quite wrapping their heads around how big the Genius Act will actually be for our chance to make money.
I like the sounds of that.
I like the sound of that, but are we talking about like that, like the pro crypto stuff, the Genius Act thing, right? Is that what it is?
The Genius Act is basically just allowing tokenization of assets.
Yeah. So I hate to be that. I mean, yes, there's. I mean, just we've been in the space popper so long that it's like, I mean, like rugs are still a thing, and people are left holding the bag, and like Jake Paul is still, is suing the guy who brought the information that he basically rugged his people. But I'm saying, like, people are getting rugged. There's like, I think there's still no protection. I guess you break a few eggs, maybe that justifies the means, I guess. But like, I just see more bad actors because I think it feels like we've seen more bad actors in the space popper than like good actors, right? I don't know about. Let me try that again. Like,
well, you hear more about the bad actors for sure, but I mean, listen, let's not be naive.
Theta was going to get listed on Coinbase, and then that Sam Bankman-Fried dude got exposed. So then they said they couldn't, but now there's a listing fee. But it's like, but then you can get the G coin on Coinbase wallet. It seems like there's more excuses and there's less accountability in projects. Like there's always been, just people rub, and then that's it, and rip off. But like, yeah, something could be done, but I think it's like, I don't know. I'm a pessimist, sir. So I just like, I want you to be right, and maybe you are. It's just I've just seen so much bad stuff over my time in crypto where it feels like that, because every time something bad happens, it sets crypto back.
Oh yeah, there's going to be a lot of bad shit happening all the time. But like, don't forget how much dodgy stuff is going on in the traditional finance system as well. Like, that's just a part of human nature, I think. There's always going to be scams, and
Touche.
you just got to
say that.
You just got to educate yourself and, cross-reference different projects and see which ones are transparent and which ones actually have product market fit and they're open about their sales, what they're doing. Like, I guess you're right in the sense that if you can invest in things now as a normal person that you used to have to be, a qualified investor, there's going to be average people make a lot more mistakes. But that's just a part of it. Like, I think you only need to make a couple investing mistakes and you go, oh, yeah, all right, no, I need to start actually researching this stuff.
Well, it's like all the people all those years ago buying Doge. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like when me and Papa went, Doge was a joke. It was never going to get to a penny. Like it was a complete joke. And then once again, Litecoin is the reason why they're still alive. But then Litecoins do enough, and then all of a sudden Doge is worth an insane amount more than it was before, and it's just a meme coin. So then you got like, I remember people at work were like, "Oh, I want to get some Dogecoin," and I was like, "I wouldn't do it," and they did, and then so some got burnt and some didn't, but like there's no point in Doge, and then like the people that get it, and then all of a sudden they're underwater almost like instantly. Then they're like, "Well, crypto's a scam," because they're just going to associate that with the whole industry, and then I don't want anything to do with it because they always go for this stuff with this, the highest risk to reward, which, I mean, to your point, they're not doing the research, but it also hurts people that maybe it's harder to pick a winner other than Bitcoin. I don't know if that's coming out right, but
no, I agree, especially with how dodgy most of the KOLs are. Like you saw a
oh my god,
robotics project come out recently, EMDR, and all of the KOLs, like, who's that guy? Who's that one crypto influencer that? Fuck, I forgot his name.
There's that one with that Argentina coin or whatever that the president got.
Malay. Yes.
What was it? Yeah, and then all those influencers were behind it. Then you're not hearing. You still haven't heard from these motherfuckers. They've like disappeared. Like there was some big names on there because that was the one where Portnoy got his money back. Remember that, Popper? No, Popper's on mute.
Which one? Yeah.
Yeah, because they were so basically like those koalas, I like to call them, the KOLs.
Yeah,
they had access. They got the coins first, so they could dump. Then everyone dumped, and then they're the ones that were shilling the coin on everyone else. And most of them are silent. Portnoy got his money back because he's like, "This is bullshit." I mean,
yeah.
It is what it is. But I mean, give one like that wouldn't be a Popper rule because if you give money back to one, you got to get the other, and then the guy behind it's blaming someone else. But everyone thinks it's that guy anyway, because apparently then it was like Melania coin was also. It's like the same people that did the Melania coin, I guess. I don't fucking know. Just too many scams to count. But you need some kind of. I mean, obviously Theta's going to have global adoption by the end of the year, because Mitch said so. Yeah, I mean, you need like like real industries using it. Like I said, that we don't even know. Like the remember how like the McDonald's thing that became a scam when they did the Monopoly game pieces, Popper, and then it was like yeah, it was a scam.
There's only so many boardwalks and stuff like that.
Well, yeah,
and the guy that got the boardwalk was like
controlled it. Like there was this other story where this guy who ran the lotto, he got the numbers ahead of time, and it was like all family members or friends that won like these lottos. He eventually got pinched because a Canadian bought the ticket or whatever, and then they had the camera and like, "You're not the person that came and bought this," whatever. And then turns out it was like, "Hey, that's the guy that works at the lotto." When they showed the picture of the guy, but like that's legitimately like stuff blockchain could address, where you don't even need to have it out, but so it gets known that like, hey, it's a good thing. Like, hey, it's verified. They're not cheating on these McDonald's stuff because I don't know, you got to scan something and blockchain basically says what it is or whatever, right? I don't know, but like that's not happening. It should, but it's not. I don't see it happening. I want to see it happen.
I agree. Look, I think the thing that interests me most with crypto is when you use the incentive mechanisms in crypto to scale your business quicker than any Web2 company ever could in history. So by incentivizing people to share their data, whatever type of data that is. So a company like Nadix, where you run the app on your phone. Nadix is another crypto company where, you just open their app and have it filming while you drive, and it collects visual data of the streets. And they've built one of the biggest maps on the earth of street data. And so no company in history could ever go and set it up that fast, because you can't just go and set up a bunch of cameras around. But using the crypto incentive method, you can use infrastructure that's already there, like people's phones and things, to capture all this data. And now they've started selling that data to autonomous vehicle makers, to smart city developers, to, you think when a robot walks along a sidewalk, that's going to need that type of data. Like, they're using crypto to build infrastructure networks of data that is extremely valuable. And that is where I think it's cool. Like, I agree with you 100% how many scams and stuff there are and things that you're just like, why would you ever invest in that? But when people are using the incentive mechanisms to build a business really quick, that's what I find really cool.
I was shaking my head. You can't see me do that. I was nodded along with you. Yeah, no, that is cool. And yeah, you definitely could make a lot of money. And that's like the Batman Dark Knight movie where they had like access to all those phones.
Yes.
Which is scary, but yeah, maybe those people got paid. I don't know.
Yeah.
They didn't, but they in the real world where that exists.
For sure. I wanted to ask you, what's the latest with the what was the data project, VentureMind, and how Wes is not on the board of VentureMind anymore? And I saw you were sharing tweets that the CEO was like, I'm gonna tell the names or whatever. Like, what happened there?
Go Popper.
So there was some funny business, if I remember properly, when the token was released, right, Mags? And
yeah, and so the CEO, who I'm told is transparent, and General Dole loves this guy. He posted that like, hey, I'm gonna. What he say? He's like, hey, I'm gonna like reveal who you are doing this dumping.
If you don't come
people
out,
that got the coins ahead of time and were dumping it. Could be Mitch, I don't know, but they were dumping. He says, hey, I'm gonna reveal who you are. And then all of a sudden, tweet deleted, never revealed who it was. Right, Pop?
Tweet deleted. Yeah.
But Popper got a screenshot.
Yeah. And then so I posted it and was like, oh, it's been a day. Like, spill the beans. And people start attacking me like, oh, man, why you got to be like that? It's like, why are you attacking me? Like, why not? Like, let's find out the truth here, and then we can attack that person.
Yeah.
Right?
Just tell us it's Mitch, like a lot of people believe it is, and this will just get the narrative out that, hey, maybe Pop Mag's investigation services were right, that hey, there's something there. He's doing some shady stuff. I mean, what did we bring on the show like a year ago? Occam's razor popper. Like, it's the most likely thing that I believe is that it was Mitch, and now they don't want it to make it look bad that their partner. I wonder, what they did to POG, what they did to others. Like, it's just a chop shop to old Mitchy boy. So he doesn't care. Oh no, I'll love you forever. And then he's selling your dog behind your back. That's what's going on. So I'm saying I don't know anyone else in the space is devious and who's involved. Like, also too, wasn't it like Mitch when Levita came out? Like, Levita posted that Mitch was the CEO, and then that got deleted. Oh no! Like, when there was an uproar. Like, why is Mitch the CEO of Levita? Oh no, we're just partners with Levita. But I just think the guy would sell out his mom if he could make a buck. So that's my T fuel.
Yeah, because I remember I was invested in VentureMind. I think I put 10 grand in VentureMind, and it went through the roof.
Yep.
Like, absolutely through the roof. And then I actually clicked the wrong link and got phished, and I lost all my money from a scam.
No.
Yep. And I was trying to figure out how to get it back, and then I even I was in a frantic, panic, and I paid these guys like $250 to try and help me get it back, and then that was just a scam as well.
Oh,
and, and that was the start of the year. That was a very rough start to the year. But the thing is that I had those tokens locked for 3 months. So I wouldn't have been able to sell them anyway. And then by the time that, what got said at the time was that these VCs had their tokens locked for 3 months, but he accidentally only locked them for 2 months. And that's why they got out early and sold everything. And that was who I was thinking maybe was Theta that did that. And so by the time I would have been able to sell them, they were worth nothing anyway.
Right.
Yeah. But pretty crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be Mitch or Theta. Just from the stuff that I know, I wouldn't. To me, it makes the most
shoe
sense
fits. Yeah.
that it was Theta, because it was weird how VentureMind rolled out. Okay, they're partners with Theta, but this is on Solana. Okay, okay. So you got a Theta coin on Solana, and then they don't really say anything. But then the Medium article popper, that's how you found out about it, came out.
Yeah, there was a Medium article, and Theta was a partner, and Theta was on their website, and it was early, so I jumped on it.
Isn't that weird that a crypto company like Theta is a partner with this coin and they have no other connections like that I know with Solana, but they said, hey, we're going to launch our coin on Solana. One, good on them.
Yeah.
But
well, I think though that they were going to, like, obviously their token was on Solana, but they were going to use Edge Cloud for their robots that were operating in the schools, that were going to be like teleoperated security dogs, I think.
Okay.
And that was what was getting me real excited about the project, because that was actually like, wow, that's a real good use case, and he's going to cut costs by using Theta's Edge Cloud. And then just nothing ever came out about it. Like literally nothing.
Still nothing.
Yeah.
That's a shame. No, I'm not disparaging them. I just know that Theta's involved. Theta's thing is like they let Theta people know that, hey, this is a thing, you should take a look at it, and then they dump, make a bunch of money, they screw over the partners, and then they screw off the Theta holders that took them at their word that it was a thing. Because like I don't think they should be selling at all for a long time. Oh well, loophole. It's funny how many loopholes there are too. That's just, to me, that's a stay away sign. Like I wouldn't want, if I was a French soccer team, I would want nothing to do with them. But
yeah, look, if this will definitely upset people, but I personally think this is Theta's playbook. They basically just buy a compute from AWS or whoever the compute providers are, resell it to like the universities or whoever wants it at a cheaper price, and then just fund themselves through selling tokens. Like just a literal Ponzi.
No, that seems very on board.
Yep.
Definitely fits. It's just, that's what just blows my mind, that like people would do, I mean, I guess they're not really looking, but like people would do business with these guys when they pick their pockets. They promote them to your people, and then it's like then the Theta people who got into it are mad at those people, then they're not mad at Theta or Mitch for dumping it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. Oh well. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink.
No, but I mean, I guess you only need like one thing to really take off, where people are like, oh yeah, this can do it. Just these bad actors. There's a lot of them, and it's not just Mitch. There's a lot of people that are probably even worse. If that's believable, I don't know, but I don't know everyone.
Crypto is the perfect place for people to scam. It's perfect for it.
I mean, Popper, if you took that Bitcoin at 600, like I tried to.
Shut up.
Okay. I'm so surprised, because when Pistol, when you were on last time, I was like, yo, you need to come on and talk more. You're like, just trying to this and this. And then it was like, guys, I want to come back on. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah. No, for sure.
It is funny though, because when you really think about Bitcoin, it is just a meme coin. at the end of the day. It's just got network effects.
Right. Well, I mean, and first to market is something too.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a long time, long time they've been going on, and I don't have to sing Bitcoin's praises, but
it's the best investment. Let's be honest. Like nothing comes close to Bitcoin of all time.
And that's what I tried to tell some other people, and not financial advice, but it was financial advice. But I was like, well, every time, like, well, if I was like talking to my uncle the other day, and he was like, but look, he's like, you got Bitcoin, and maybe it was like 117 or 118 last week or something like that. And my uncle's like, oh yeah, and what'd you get it at? And I go, well, it's not, it's a lot less than I had before, but most of this one came from after the election. I stocked up on some Bitcoin because, like, it's the only thing that seems like everything goes up. It's like I said, like Litecoin, December 2017, at like $420 or something like that, and then it goes all the way lower than it was when we got in, Popper, right? And then Bitcoin hit 18 and goes down to 10, and it's like, oh, I can't buy it at 10, and I was like, we didn't buy it at 10, you didn't buy 20, and then Bitcoin went up to like 65, and then Mother's Day 2021, or American Mother's Day 2021, there was that huge crash that night, and it went back down, and then eventually after time it went down to 16,000. Okay, well then, you have this asset that was 65,000, now it's 16. You don't have to buy a full one. You can just buy whatever you can. Dollar cost average, just buy if you can afford to buy some every week, once a month, just set it away, because I think it's the only thing that I know that's going up. I mean, you have Litecoin to where, and then Litecoin still, even though it hit 425 or something like that on that time, Bitcoin hit 65. Now remember, Bitcoin was like 125 a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And then, like right now, Litecoin, I think, was like at $100. So it's like and then the same thing with Ethereum, though Ethereum started to go back up a lot too, but even Ethereum's not keeping up with Bitcoin. Nothing is. So everything else is a real gamble. I would say it is. I think it's seen more as a asset too, because other companies are getting that. You think companies are loading up on Theta?
Oh, hell no.
They're loading up. Bitcoin is digital gold, no doubt about it.
Yeah. I like the way that Raoul Pal describes it, and the whole Real Vision team with their everything code, just talking about it's Main Street that's in altcoins. Like it's people like you and me. So when interest rates are high, when the ISM's low, altcoins aren't pumping, but they've still been printing tons and tons of money. And that's probably why Bitcoin's been rising, because it's just a reflection of currency debasement. But for the altcoins, like they peak when you and I have money in our pockets, and that hasn't happened yet. And so I think over the next 9 to 12 months, I think we're going to see a bit of a boom.
Are we in a bull market, or are we not? What are we in, Pistol? What do you think we're in?
Well, this is what we should do, because I have to go set up my house for the grand final party soon. But before I go, we should all do a prediction for the price of Bitcoin at the peak and the year and month of the peak of the cycle. I'm going to start.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to say June 2026, we get the peak, and Bitcoin's going to be above 350,000.
Wow.
Popper.
And everything else is zero.
What do you got, Popper?
Wow. June 26, huh?
I'm going to say January 26.
January 26.
I'll say January 26. I think you're going to see Bitcoin at 185.
All right. I'm going to go in between you guys. I'm going to say April. And we'll go
225?
240.
240.
Hey, nice. All right. This is going to be good. This is going to be very interesting to see.
And so the first one to overbid, we doing Price is Right rules?
Is you.
That's true.
No, actually, no, that's not. You're the under.
I'd be the lowest.
Yeah.
Right. So I have
we're all currently overbid.
239 and under, I win.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
I should have bid $1.
Cool.
Nah, that's good. Yeah, thanks for having me on again, boys.
Yeah, no, our pleasure. And let's go Geelong. Cats,
Go the
take
Cats.
it to them.
Oh,
Let's do it.
and key phrase? Did I get the key phrase? Pistol?
Let's go Geelong.
Yes.
Let's go
perfect.
Geelong. Okay.
That's only 3 words,
Sensational.
though, isn't it?
That's fine.
Or should we just do let's go Cats?
Let's go. Let's go Cats.
Let's go Cats.
Exclamation point.
Yes.
Apostrophe S. That apostrophe S. Geo. Cats with a C.
Correct.
And then exclamation point. There we go. That's it.
All right.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
All
having
right.
me.
Enjoy, set up, get it nice and set up, and
Go Cats.
have a great time.
Will do. Good to talk to
Let's
you,
go.
boys. Thank
Come
you.
back
Go
again,
Cats.
man.
Go Snoop.
Can't wait.
Enjoy. All right, guys. Have a great night.
You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a very nicely worded compliment on Twitter @JustAddSpam. Pops and Mags is a Scumbag Hat production in association with Pam's Day Spa.